Well, hello everyone. This is Dr. Ayleen, and this is another Daily Dose of Medicine walk. And for those of you who are listening in on Blog Talk Radio, this is Healing House Radio. So, first off, I want to apologize for not posting yesterday. There are some days when it just goes completely off the rails, and everything you planned has to take second place to things going on. And I had an issue or a health issue came up with Luna, the EmCat. Um, that morning, she seemed to be uncomfortable, and I found a little bit of blood near her cat box, and she was outside trying to go, and it seemed she couldn't. And health issues in tiny bodies can be very, very, very dangerous. And so I was worried that she had had a urinary tract infection or she had developed one. And in a cat, and for those of you who have cats, something like that can escalate very quickly to, be a life-threatening situation. And it's important to get it taken care of quickly. And I had all kinds of things planned for the day. I had, everything scheduled out and everything, you know, perfectly set up. And I spent the entire day at the vet's with her. And it was, I mean, because of COVID 19 and, safety precautions, the process that they had was you pull up and, your space has a number and you call in, you tell them what number space you're in, they come out, they get the animal, take it inside, and you wait in that spot because of the fact that they want people to kind of come in and out. They don't want to have to wait for people like to go and come back to pick up their animals because it's important to just kind of keep that thing cycling, and they want to have spaces available. Plus, let's say I was in space 5A, so I go off and drive off. Well, somebody else pulls into 5A, and so then they've got two animals with the same spot number, and that can get confusing. So what they want you to do is stay in that spot until until the animal comes out and you pay and everything like that. So I spent 4.5 hours sitting in a parking spot and just praying and hoping that Luna would be okay. And that is especially important to me right now because my dog Sam isn't doing real well. It's like things tend to go in clumps sometimes, and he's been showing his age. And so I've got an appointment with him on Monday, and I'm going to be talking to the vet about, what they think is going on and really what we're looking at. And I'm kind of nervous about that. I've have a lot of very, very, very happy years with Sam, and as every pet owner knows, there's may come that time when a discussion needs to be had about the quality of that animal's life. So any good thoughts or prayers that you guys could offer for, both of them would be great. Now, getting back to Luna, they gave her an antibiotic shot, and the doctor said that her vitals were overall very good, that it was a good thing that I had brought her in that quickly. And so they took a sample, and they're going to be doing some testing, and they're going to let me know in a couple of days. But in the meantime, they gave her an antibiotic and some pain medication to kind of both ease the discomfort that she was in and to kind of de-stress her, because stress can make things a lot harder. And Luna has, I mean, she's an empathic cat, and she has been showing signs of knowing that something's off with Sam. She would, at night, she lays right near him, which she never did. She has a tendency to want to sit near him and be near him and to watch him. And so I get the feeling she kind of senses that there's something going on with him. And, he's been a part of her life for almost her whole life. So it's tricky. It's tough. And animals are very, very sensitive. And they pick up on things, and they don't have that capacity to add a story to it. They have that sense of just kind of the feeling by itself, which really is a goal for empaths. So, what I feel should be a goal for empaths is to be able to have that energy come in, have those impressions come in, but not add a story to them. Just take them for, okay, this is either a good feeling or it's not a good feeling. And they just go with what is. They don't go, well, this is what it could mean. Animals don't worry about what something could mean. All they do is take it in that moment for what, the impression of that moment is. So, um, it's a difficult time, and like I said, I was very, very frustrated with myself, and I was trying to find all kinds of ways that it's like, well, if I do this and if I do that and if I get home in time, and then maybe if I come home real late, because I had patients that I had to see, that were Friday is when I see my evening patients. So I had, I knew that I wouldn't get home until late for that, and it was really frustrating to try to force myself to find a solution. And then I just stopped, because I had a lot of thinking time while I was waiting at the vet, that I needed to give up on the idea that the day was going to be what I wanted it to be. And I had to give up on the idea that things were going to work out the way I chose them to work out. I had to surrender control of that situation, and I had to surrender the idea that I could still, pull that rabbit out of the hat, that I could still, you know, do the things and be everything to everyone and do everything. And developing this YouTube channel is tremendously important to me. It is such a cool thing, and I really enjoy it. I enjoy sharing this time with you, and even though I'm facing a camera, I do feel like I'm sharing this time with you. And I hope you feel like you're sharing that time with me, and that I'm not just someone sitting in a room talking into a camera, that I really am talking to you, because I am. So, accepting that everybody can still learn new lessons, and it's not even so much a matter of learning a new lesson, it's about remembering something that is important. And something that's important is that if you can't have the situation you want, you can make the most of what you have. And once I decided, okay, I need to forgive myself for not being able to do things that I want to do. I can't be frustrated at myself for that, because what I was doing was important. Being there for Luna was absolutely important, and was more important to me than whatever else I needed to do, because she is a priority. She is lovely. And I thought about bringing her onto camera, but she's resting, and she's taking a very well deserved nap. She spent a lot of yesterday very uncomfortable, and so today she's kind of catching up on her rest, and she is doing better. She got up and went to the cat box, and there were no signs of any problems. um, you know Sometimes better living is through chemistry, and I'm tremendously grateful to the vet and all of the staff there, and how they were, they were professional, and and it was a very long wait, but you could tell that they were really doing their best to try to get people in and out and try to get animals taken care of. And while I was sitting there, a woman came running up, and this really was one of the points um, that struck me as, okay, you need to rethink where you're at. You need to, because I was still at that point, I was still in the feeling bad and frustrated that I couldn't do the things I wanted to do. A woman ran in, and she had a small dog in her arm, and she was shouting. And apparently the dog had just been hit by a car. Just been hit. And the person just drove away. And so, and you could tell the love for her animal just radiated from her. and her concern and her fear and her anger at the driver, but just wanting to get this animal help. And she ran in, and we weren't supposed to enter the building. People were supposed to stay outside. But she came up and she pounded on the door, and they let her in. And you could tell she was frustrated, so they took the animal, they brought her outside and sat her down. And the young woman was very, very nice. And she was talking about this experience with this animal, and how scared she was. And the staff was just amazing, they were wonderful. And in that moment, I just said, it's like, you know what? If I need to wait so she gets taken care of, and if there's a delay in there, I will understand. Because I know Luna's in there. I know she's safe. I know she's going to be okay. And but it was a powerful moment when I realized, hey, guess what? There are things going on bigger than you. Your day could be a whole heck of a lot worse. And it's important for us to remember that. And as empaths, we're going to be we always deal with people who the glass is perpetually half empty and everything is going wrong, and all they can focus on is the negative things in their life. And it's easy to get sucked into that. It's easy to get pulled into that. But we always got to remember, it could always be so much worse. And even if you think you're in as a situation as bad as it can get, there's ways that it could be worse. And we need to be, nobody needs to be sitting around pretending to be grateful when they don't feel grateful. When bad things happen, it is a natural inclination not to feel good about it right at that moment. It's normal, it's okay. And the idea that we can take a breath and go, okay, we are here, we're in this, and I can still make something out of this, and this can still be okay. And if you hear a car outside, sorry, my cabin is like sort of lowered down slightly, but it's right next to where the car is parked. So, it's like, oh, well, sometimes. But it's okay for things not to be, whoa. Okay, what that was Luna suddenly being enthusiastic. Luna, I don't know when she woke up from her nap. She just suddenly bolted through the room. She tilted my camera. There we go. Luna. Okay, she went off to run into the other room. Well, she had a burst of energy. That's cool, because she was sound asleep a few minutes ago. Maybe it was the sound of the car or something. But she, and another thing about people with cats is, for some reason, anybody with a cat who has seen their cat all of a sudden like spark up and run around the room or do something, and then, bolt off as if nothing happened. So, okay, so she went back and laid down again. So it must have been just the sound of the car outside. I don't know. But anyway, I'm not even going to try to edit that out. So, yeah, consider that even though the people around you are feeling really dejected and really down, and yes, that is normal. It is important to be able to say, okay, we can keep this perspective. We can try to, keep this in a balanced viewpoint where, it may not be, the situation may not be what you want, but that doesn't mean you can't work with it. That doesn't mean you can't make the most of it. And by holding, what is it with my animals now? Sand going by. Okay. This is weird. After all the time I've been doing this, it's like I've never had the animals like almost intentionally go after my camera. So, or not intentionally, but shall we say they're not that concerned about it. And maybe they want my attention. I don't know. That's more likely the case, is that they want my attention. So I think that I will just close it there and give them both some very much needed attention right now. Because sometimes if somebody is feeling off or having a bad day, maybe what you need is to stop what you're doing and go, you know what? I'm going to give you some attention. I'm going to focus on you. I'm going to, you know, help you through this, give you what you need. And it's amazing how by doing that to help other people through something that they're going through, it kind of perks us up a little bit too. Helps us feel a little bit of some of that choice coming back. So, love your pets because they are precious to us. And in whatever way you can, I would appreciate any good thoughts or prayers for Sam, both Sam and Luna. And thank you for joining me. And if you like this video or have any questions, comments, or concerns, please, you can leave them in the comments section. You can also follow me on Twitter. You can reach me through my Facebook group, Medicine Walk with Dr. Ayleen. And you can contact me through the email address that is in the description. And if you're listening in on Blog Talk Radio, please consider going to the link in the description that will take you to the YouTube page. And if this was something you found value in, then please press like. And if you really think it's kind of cool and, want to help support the channel, a subscription, subscribing to the channel would be great. It would help me out. It would help out the channel. And, I'm really looking to help this grow. And I hope that you guys have a gentle day, because we can all use a gentle day sometimes. So, thank you for joining me. And as always, I wish you, oh God. So, let me try that again. Thank you for joining me. And as always, I wish you balance and I wish you blessings from my heart to yours. Love you. And see you next time. Maybe after I've had a nap. Bye.